Season 3, Episode 9 of Only Murders in a Building, titled 30, is 38 to 39 minutes long, and we pick up where Episode 8 left off. After Oliver had his heart attack, he wakes up in the hospital. He had a stent put in his heart, and we see that Mabel also trying to figure out what she wanted to do with her life by the time she was 30. She wanted to be married to Josh Hartnett, have 2 kids, and drive a Honda. So she had her life mapped out. Well, the episode is titled 30 for a reason, and it's because it's focused mainly on Ben and Glenroy, Paul Rudd's character, who we see the events that leads up to his death, and how Mabel, Oliver, and Charles are trying to figure out the events by going through the interrogation tape and seeing every single suspect that they think it is. But then as they're going through every single person and character, they're there trying to figure out and watching it unfold and trying to unravel and talk about it. We go through many characters, many nuances of what's happening and how everything is going on, what the motive is for the killing, why he was being killed, and then the light bulb going off of who actually did it. This is a fun episode. Not only that, people still might think that Dickie, Ben's brother, is the one that killed him, but he's not. He basically tries to understand that he goes certain places and he just wanted to help Ben, but Ben, you find out, was a very lonely person, even though he had his brother with him, Dickie. And he always looked up to these 5 older women who ran a garment shop and did things in the back and kind of it. And it's funny play on word because it's called Snitches Get Stitches at this place, and kind of they're called the 5 whores. But it's so good and interesting how it's done. But the comedy is really, really good, and it's great writing. So we see the events of Ben Glenroy's time from when he kind of, was cast in a way to the ending, and we just see the events happening and unfold, and it's absolutely brilliant. We see him interact with every single person before he goes on stage opening night. What's going to happen? We find that Loretta was going to kind of in a way convince Dickie to tell Ben to quit, because we know that Loretta and Dickie are mother and son. As it's going on, we see Howard trying to still put together the piece of papers that were shredded. He does that, comes in and gives it to Mabel, and Howard is a funny character. He's just so in his own world and zone that he always has to do something, and it really shows in this. And we see that the shredding of this paper was the kind of critique about opening night of Oliver's play, and says that Ben is the one that's the worst, gotta get rid of him. But then what's the motive? Well, you have the evidence, you have to go forward. Well, of course we know the producer and her son are producing it, but that's actually the son. So we find out that Donna is the one that reads it, shreds the paper. We see the cookie there, and then she sprinkles rat poisoning on top of it. And then she puts it in Ben's office, and then Ben goes in after, having a confrontation with Talbert because he's talking to someone, but Talbert's camera's running. We don't know what it is, but then we see that Ben is talking to the cookie. He's fasting, he can't, but he eats it and ingests it, and that's how he passes out on stage. Not only that, we actually find out who wrote the words "fucking pig" on the mirror, and it was Ben himself. So technically Donna did it in order to kind of save her son's first producing Broadway show of being a bad critique by a Broadway critic. But here's the catch. Did that actually work? And is Donna really the killer? We see that Charles, Oliver, and Mabel go to the courthouse. Mabel puts on a wedding dress because they won't stop a bride. And then they get to the, kind of the courthouse, and they're stopped by security, and it's like, what's going on? The security guard's like, is it your wedding? He's like, yeah. And who are you two? And Steve Martin's like, oh, we're father of the bride. And then Martin Short's like, oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Love the joke, and if people see it, they'll understand it. Oliver goes in, tells Loretta that we found out who the killer is, but then you find out that Donna is there as well. And that's the end of the episode. It's a great episode, especially recapping every single thing that happened between Paul Rudd's character of Ben interacting with every single character in this season, and then trying to figure out what happened and why. Did Donna really do it? Did she do it for that reason? Or did someone else do it and try and frame Donna? Was it Donna's son? We know Loretta didn't do it. We know Dickie didn't do it. But who else had the motive to kill Ben, and why? This is a fun season with an all-star cast. The writing is better, the comedy is better, and just the aspect of how everyone really has great chemistry together really works. And I absolutely love this show. From season 1, it's great. Some might say it's a little slow burn, but that's what a murder mystery true crime thing is. And then how many more seasons could you do of Only Murders in the Building? Because, Steve Martin said in interviews, we have to figure out and know who the killer is before the season is over, just to continue certain things in different ways. So I'm curious to see if it's going to happen, if they do figure it out, if they figured it out now, why, and how everything else is going to move forward. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 9 of season 3 of Only Murders in the Building, titled 30. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What do you think about the character of Ben interacting with everyone? Do you still believe that Ben is, kind of the one that was poisoned by Donna? If not, who do you think did it? Why do you think they did it? And where do you see the story going? And do you think we'll see another season of Only Murders in the Building? Or is 3 seasons just perfect and good enough? Especially with the all-star cast that they casted this year for the roles. Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I will see you all in the next review video. I'm Mr. Filmstock, and thank you for tuning in.